Manchester City are back, and no, I am not overhyping their 4-0 demolition job of Wolves in match week 1 of the Premier League. It was a dream afternoon for Pep Guardiola's side. Goals from debutant Reijnders and Cherki, a double from Haaland, and great performances from the likes of Oscar Bobb. Manchester City were phenomenal, I thought, as they absolutely wiped the floor with Wolves, who look set for a really, really tough season this season in the Premier League. Guys, if you're watching me for the first time, let me introduce myself. My name's Christian, and this is the Footy Social Club. Welcome to the Footy Social Club. We cover all things Premier League, watch-alongs, transfer news, daily reactions to all things Premier League. Make sure you're liking this video. Make sure you're subscribing. Come get yourselves involved. And most importantly, get yourselves in the comments after you've watched today's show. I'm really intrigued for what people think about how Manchester City were in this game and how they may fare going through the Premier League season. Let's get into how it went. Let's look at the formation first, and you'll see on screen there, that's how City ended up, the changes that were made during the course of the game as well. But they started with James Trafford in goal. Remember, Ederson left out, reportedly sick or a minor injury. Is it because he looks set to join Galatasaray in the coming weeks? Are Man City going to do a deal for Donnarumma? We'll talk about that on the Daily Transfer Show tomorrow. Right back, they had Rico Lewis, John Stones, Diaz and Ait-Nouri. Reijnders, Nico Gonzalez and Bernardo Silva were the midfield three. My God, Reijnders looks an incredible player. Pep Guardiola spoke about him in the post-match press conference, saying he was one of the best players in Serie A last season. And my, oh my, does he look phenomenal, doing exactly what he did in a poor AC Milan team yesterday at Molineux. Oscar Bobb on the right-hand side, long-term injury for City last season. He was very, very good and gets special praise from me for his performance yesterday. Up top, that man, Haaland, he was Mr. Powerhouse, dominant and dominated the Wolves back line yesterday. And Jeremy Doku on the left for Manchester City. That was the 11, the 4-3-3 that ripped Wolves apart. And let's talk about some of those players, and we'll start with the ever impressive Haaland. 2 goals for the Norwegian, a 7.8 rating in 73 minutes played for the citizens. 2 goals, 8 shots, 2 of those shots on target, leading to the goals. One of them a simple tap-in. We'll break those goals down in just a moment. But I was very, very impressed. I've watched closely over the summer Haaland on social media, because I thought last season, why he scored a lot of goals still, it wasn't the same. He'd lost that spring in his step, maybe some of the hunger off of the back of the success the season before. But Pep spoke about him, said he was so happy with how he's been in training. The hunger looks to be there. Dare I say it, he looks fitter than he did last year as well. And I reckon he will be amongst the goals again this season. Can he fire City to a Premier League title? Let us know in the comments. What did you think of the Haaland performance yesterday? But special praise as well for this man, Reijnders, in from AC Milan in the summer. A 7.9, played the full 90 minutes, 1 assist, 1 goal. Top performance from the Dutchman. And if Rodri's going to be out, then I think Reijnders is going to be ever so important. Box to box, really smart, short 1-2s, involved in so much of what Manchester City did well yesterday. Pep was over the moon with how well Reijnders played. I was impressed as well. Certainly think he brings something different to this Manchester City team. Remember, there's no De Bruyne anymore. City have got to find a slightly different way to play this season. Foden was out as well. You know, the likes of Gundogan, the legs are gone. He can't do what he could do 5 or 6 years ago. So Reijnders has rejuvenated the Manchester City midfield alongside Nico Gonzalez, who played, Bernardo Silva, who just doesn't seem to age. He was very good as well. But Reijnders for me was exceptional for Manchester City. Another person that came off the bench, got himself a goal. He only played 17 minutes, but Cherki, Every big team in the Premier League wanted Cherki over the summer. City got it done, 7.2, and the stats don't lie. 1 shot, 1 goal, and Cherki announced himself to the Manchester City fans. He could be the bargain of this season. 35 million City paid for him. Once he gets himself up to speed, I fully expect him to be a regular in this Manchester City team. He's taken the number 10 shirt from Jack Wilshere as well. Who else have we got here? I mentioned Oscar Bobb as well. Look, the stats don't show it. These are just what I've got. But a 7.2, the full 90 minutes, I thought he was brilliant. Got himself an assist for Erling Haaland's first goal as well. He was involved in a lot of what City were doing really well. Got himself forward. He made himself available. I'd love to know from City fans how you rated the Oscar Bobb performance yesterday. Right, let's get on to... There's the stats there. 15 shots from Manchester City, 4 of those on targets, 545 passes from the citizens. They dominated Wolves. And if you're a Wolves fan watching this, are you worried about what might happen to your club this season? So let's break down the goals. They came thick and fast, and when they scored again. And up first, that man Erling Haaland on 34 minutes. Watching this one back, really slick move from Manchester City. The transitions, Reijnders picks the ball up, drives forward through the middle of the pitch towards the Wolves 18-yard box, picks out Oscar Bobb with a delightful little dink over the top, completely caught the Wolves defenders off guard. Oscar Bobb pounces, squares it across the 6-yard box, and look, Erling Haaland will not miss those from 4 yards out all season long, opens his account. 9 in 6 it was at that time against Wolves for the Norwegian, and City never, ever looked back. The second goal, equally as impressive. Oscar Bobb again on the left edge of the area, through to Reinjders, who gets himself in on the left-hand side of Wolves' box. Low shot across Jose Sarr, and Reijnders opened his account. He thoroughly deserved his goal yesterday for just how well he played. Remember, his first real competitive game in the Premier League for Manchester City. It can take players time to adjust. Reijnders looks ready for the Premier League. He looks built for it. The engine, the technical skills, the combat, he's very combative as well, not scared to put a foot in on the ball. So City dominating for, first goal 34, second goal 37, and City went into half-time in absolute cruise control. It was already game over. Wolves had nowhere to go. Second half, and that man on screen, Erling Haaland, look how aggressive and angry he looks. Erling Haaland picks the ball up from Tijani Reijnders down Wolves' right-hand side. He cuts it back to Haaland, and he sweeps a left-foot drive past Jose Sarr again. No chance for the Wolves stopper, and City were flying. It was fluid. It was intricate. It was quick. Everything that Man City didn't do last season, they had done it in this game this season. Now, next weekend, they play Manchester City, a game that we will be covering live on the Footy Social Club. I'll watch along there. Join us for that one 30 minutes before kickoff. We'll be talking about that game, reacting to every goal as it goes in, and talking all things Premier League as well. So stick that one in your diaries. Keep an eye out for it next Saturday. Manchester City versus Tottenham. We'll see as well, has this Manchester City team truly adjusted from where they're at last season against a far better opposition in Tottenham? And back to yesterday's game, Manchester City rounded it off with a debut goal for Cherki on 81 minutes. Picks the ball up, centre of the pitch, a little step over, confuses the Wolves back line, and drives a low-footed shot into the bottom corner. Again, Jose Sarr, absolutely no chance. There was only really ever going to be one winner. City won it late on last year, 2-1, but they were far more in control. They were far more dominant, far more swagger, more like the old City swagger that was there a few years ago. Let me know in the comments, guys, how did you see Manchester City? Am I overreacting, or do City look like they're going to mount a serious challenge to Liverpool's title defence this year? Thanks for watching. Get yourselves in the comments. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're subscribing. Hit the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next one.